Welcome back to their daily Marvel Snap video, coming at you with an early take on Mirage today, the latest card to be added to Marvel Snap. In my assessment, I think Mirage is currently the best in slot for these various 2 energy cards that generate additional cards in our hand for purposes of triggering things like Collector. I think she tends to be better on average than other things like Agent 13 or Cable or Maria Hill or Sentinel. That being said, while she's very good at filling that specific role, I also don't think any deck playing Mirage is going to be made markedly worse if you substitute her for any of those other cards that I just listed. So while I'm fairly confident that in this deck list, for example, Mirage is the card I want in that slot, no other things considered, if you don't have her and you don't want to spend tokens on her, I think this deck is still very good and reasonable if you substitute her out for something else. Speaking of this deck has been one of my favorites in Conquest for a little while now, since they buffed Nick Fury up to a 4 energy play. I call this one Little Collections. It's basically a deck with a low curve looking to leverage Collector as well as Angela here as large stat sticks that we play early in the game, and then Zabu gives us varying amounts of utility, not only making things that Agent Coulson generates cheaper, but also letting us play powerful tech cards like Shang-Chi and Enchantress, and making Nick Fury much more affordable as well. One new addition to this deck from the last time I played it that I've been very happy with is the addition of Cosmo. Cosmo is kind of a dual proactive disruptive card against opposing decks that are looking to combo off with things like Wong, while also being a reactive protective card for our big stat sticks like Angela and Collector. It's not uncommon for this deck to get double-digit Angela or Collectors into play, so Cosmo being able to protect our big threats from things like opposing Shang-Chi's goes a long way. At the very top end of our curve, we've got a single copy of America Chavez here to make the bottom end of our deck more consistent. In most of our games, we don't even draw a card on turn 6 because our hand is just so full from generated things, making Chavez effectively free consistency for the first 5 turns of the game. At any rate, I hope you enjoy these games. They are a ton of fun. If you do like what you see, snap the like button. Enjoy. Enchantress is looking spicy. The new design on Nick Fury is really good, agree. I think we Shang the left, Enchantress the right, just for sake of stats. Oh my gosh, got him. Hey, Captain Bornito, thank you for the brand new primer. Appreciate the support. Looks like you make my job possible. Enchantress is so lovely. We make... He was the only change at the top, it looks like. Nice! I saw a lot of players using Iron Lad with tech cards such as Shang-Chi and Enchantress. Is that worth running? Sorry, I missed that tip. I didn't have my dashboard up. I am really personally not a fan of running tech cards with, I am not a fan of playing tech cards with Iron Lad in the same deck. You are right that a number of people do that, but I'm not a fan of it. Is it Infinite Run? No, we're in Silver, I think. This is my first matches with Mirage. We had a Silver ticket, so I wanted to start with that. Oh, my title is burning my last 2 Infinite tickets. Yeah, I forgot that we, take that. Just say Conquesting. Apologies for the mislabeled title. Wongers. I plan to try and beat Pink's Run. I am not. I do not think anybody is likely to beat Pink's Run. They do have a standalone desk bike, like a bike with a little desk to like put a laptop up on top of it, Zemaru. Yeah, if you check out their links, there's definitely one of those. So this destroyer means, the Cosmo means I can destroy her. The spreads out and plays for all the paths here. We could Odin to re-trigger the Enchantress. That's actually kind of hilarious. They could move their Cosmo to the middle, though, is the problem. I have priority, though, so that doesn't matter. Is that the line, then? We just do this? I think we just do this, huh? Well, I could move Nick Fury and get more cards for the collector, too. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, this is insane, right? We're at 20 and they only have 2 cards in their hand, so we should be set to go here because we're not losing to Shang-Chi in the middle. That was this style of deck generates such sweet games of Marvel Snap. Where you're like, yeah, we can Odin our Enchantress and Nick Fury, and that's the optimal line. This deck might actually be cracked. I think this deck is very reasonable. I definitely would not call it cracked, but I think this deck has all of the tools you need to be successful. Will I post more Conquerors highlights on YouTube? Probably not. The full uncut Conquerors run is up on my secondary YouTube channel, but in general, Conquest content tends to not perform super well. Also, with an OTA update coming on Thursday, I assume there's going to be changes to the format that mean that people will be a little less interested overall. You're Agent 13 or Maria Helmets. Like, I think if you're missing Mirage, I prefer Agent 13, just for curve purposes. You know what? The weekend missions will be 500 for Mirage again. We don't find those out in advance. Yeah, let's not. Angela and Collector are like our 2 big stat sticks, so whenever possible, I don't want to commit them both to the same location. Yeah, this deck has solid cube equity because your opponent doesn't always know what to play around. You think of Echo instead of Quinjet in the double up deck. I think that's fine if you really want to hedge the Thanos matchup, but I also don't know if the Thanos matchup is hard for that. Mirage has felt very good. I think Mirage is likely the best in slot for, I think Mirage is likely best in slot for 1 and 2 energy cards that generate cards.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Snap them, I think we're in a good spot. I can put another, I can put another 4 or 5 points into the left, potentially. They don't have any spots that are good Professor X paths for them here. Queen gives us some nice info on the way out the door. They can have Doom. If they Doom, they get +5 on the left up to 14, but I'm getting +2 up to 14 as well. I'm beating an Onslaught. Doom and Onslaught aren't usually cards that are played in the opponent's archetype. Jeff also loses to Nick Fury. Close. Close.
Victory.
The Nightcrawler value sap. It might be, honestly. Collector is going to be pretty solid. I guess we'll stay. Whoa! They snapped and they have no 1-drop? Oh my gosh, chat. That is a Titan with my Nick Fury. Things you love to see. It. Whoa, they had the Nightcrawler and they didn't play it. Interesting. Metal Joe, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. I probably just Nick Fury, right? Into 2 6s. It means I won't have time to move Nightcrawler if I play them both, but I think that's correct.
Ooh, they dig up this time.
If I do this, She-Hulk costs me 2 next turn, and then I can Kitty Pryde, She-Hulk, and Agent Coulson. That seems good. I think it's still just this. This gets me to 12, 15, 17 here. I'm adding 13 here in the middle up to 20. I lose to an Onslaught in the middle. Is a card that they've showed me that they've had. I think I lose to that no matter how I slice it though, right? If they Onslaught middle, does this beat it? It says plus 13 here up to 19. They go to 20. Enchantress and She-Hulk mid. Yeah, I guess that works. This doesn't work if they have a big play left, though. Onslaught's more likely. Rewarded. Remember, chat, they're 75% to have their big play at the end of the game. Big house actually means I am less incentivized to play into here, right? Because I don't have to worry about getting locked out there later.
Wind aid my hand.
Probably finish another Infinity run before this match. Yeah, that like highlights the absurdity of that run, right? Like I think the entirety of this match is longer than Binks's entire 5-match run from yesterday. Just to hammer home how absurdly quick his winning run is. No, the 15-minute run's not wheel. He used 32 minutes and some change. This is his winning run. Wow! What an ending.
Victory.
What do you think gets nerfed tomorrow or which playtypes? I honestly would be kind of surprised if they nerfed anything tomorrow. I think the current Marvel Snap format seems relatively well balanced. And I think if there's a front runner, it's the Thanos control deck, and that wasn't likely to be apparent as a front runner until like very recently. Because like the OTAs are more reactive than patches, but my understanding is they load the OTAs in at least a week in advance still. I think a week ago we were still in this flex new people were discovering stuff type stage. Yeah, Icebox murdering Kitty is rough. If they've commented in the past that they have a bunch of cards that they would like to buff up at some point, so I'm sure there's no shortage of those. Hoping to draw one of our 2/2 drops here. We're 40% for that. Nailed it. They'll also have white hot room energy, but it is what it is. Does Kitty go back to all the Quinjet? No, Kitty started in our deck even if she was on the board, so she's just here to vibe. 3, 4, 5. I'll still draw for the turn as well. Or an OTA today. OTAs are Thursday, so we'll have an OTA update tomorrow. Iceman is a sniper even when he's just a box, yeah.
I still believe in heroes.
Okay, the null with our Shang-Chi is kind of a spicy meatball. Because I have a bunch of energy from, what's it called too? That's the fun line. I don't know if it's the right line though. The right line is probably this. This gives me +6 in the middle. And it has me winning on the left and the right. That's also kind of a hilarious content line. Is that the real content line? Is it this? This is also kind of fun. Oh, this moves these into the middle, though. No, that's not right. All right, fine. We'll do the fun line. Oh, shit! Never before have I been so rewarded for taking the fun line. Fun is always optimal. It's always optimal. Nick Fury's got the goods, shit. Never count the man down and out. That's all. Snap the like button if you'd be so kind, and check back in again tomorrow for another highlight.